Hello mate, and welcome to another type of video. I've kind of been inspired to do this by watching some other YouTubers that I have a great deal of respect for, so it seems right that I should start off doing this video because this is related to a problem that I've been having myself recently. I'm not going to go into that because it's kind of depressing, but suffice to say that in my quest to get bigger and stronger, as some of you may know, I'm an avid gym goer. But what I have now is, because I eat a lot of calories, it's very difficult to cut down once you get used to eating an awful lot. Your body just tells you, it gets so used to that level of calorie intake that the moment you try to cut it down again, your body kind of screams at you, and it's akin to an addiction. I don't consider myself to have a full-blown food addiction. However, you know, I do have trouble managing my portion size. It's something I'm working on a great deal. Not the point of this video though, not after sympathy, no, nothing along those lines for sure. What I want to talk about though is a guy who, so there's this thing called mukbang, which some people, most of you probably by now are aware of already, and what it essentially is a video on YouTube where someone will sit and they will cook and they will eat. It seems to be a big thing in Japan where maybe people watch it because they feel comforted by eating with somebody, so they'll have it on while they're eating their dinner. It seems to sort of spiraled a bit out of control, and I'm going to show you this guy and show you exactly what I mean. So this is a chap called Nikocado Avokado, and he's been doing mukbang for a very long time. This is a video of him in 2017, and as you can see here,
and you can also put some on the side because you're going to mix it all around. And sugar. Where's the sugar? Oh, here's the sugar. Some sugar. Now here in Latin America, they use sugar cane, brown sugar. I know traditionally in Thailand they use coconut sugar, but they don't use coconut sugar on this side of the world, and I can't even find it in the ethnic stores. And I think it's worth there are two things that are very important at this point in this video. A, he is not a big guy. He is, or you know, he's already got a little bit of puppy fat kind of going on, but he's not a fat guy. He is, as you can see by the shape of his shoulders, he's quite a skinny guy. The other thing that's worth mentioning at this point is how freaking big is that plate of pad thai. And he's piling on sugar onto the side of that. So we're talking about an insane amount of calories here. Now, I don't know that much about mukbang. As I said, I've always just understood it to be someone recording themselves eating that other people will sit and have in the background while they're eating, so they don't feel like they're eating alone. But this is clearly, there's some other shit going on here for real. I honestly don't know what's going on here, but what we're witnessing here is crazy. And a very little, this is hot dehydrated chili powder flakes, so I'm just going to use a little because this will start making me sweaty. Just a little bit. There we go. That still might be too much. Let's take some of this out. So another thing that I've just noticed, that's just dawned on me, there are a lot of flavors going on here. He seems to have some kind of fried potato on a plate of noodles that's already got herbs on it. He's got lemon on the side. He's just added sugar. He added something to the side of it before that when we just started, and now he's adding dried chili powder as well. Is the human body capable of understanding that number of flavors all at the same time? If I have mayonnaise on my evening meal and I put some rego sauce or something like that on the side of it, I consider myself to be being greedy because I just can't. I don't feel like my brain is capable of interpreting those two flavors at the same time. You know, it just becomes an entirely different thing. But what we're seeing here is quite crazy. And there you have it, you guys. Traditional pad thai. Ooh, I'm so excited. You take your chopsticks, and I actually had to Google, do Thai people use chopsticks? Because I know in Japan they do, I know in China they do, I know in Korea they do. But when I went to the vegetarian restaurants in Thailand, I never ever got served chopsticks, ever. But my boyfriend reminded me, everything over there is very westernized, especially because vegetarian thing it's not like a big thing, and developing nations. It's only a thing for more so developed nations. And more so, not complete, there are people that, but so.
So it looks like it's fried meat that's on there, not fried potato, so that's a little bit better. It's not quite so carb heavy. The reason I'm showing you this video now is because I'm going to show you another video in a moment or in a few minutes of him more recently, and what we can see is the transformation over a 5-year period or a 4-year period that recording mukbang. The level that YouTubers are willing to go to try and make money is genuinely concerning to me. As a YouTuber, I spend a lot of time making videos to it, but I consider the time I spend to be not self-destructive, because I'm either playing a video game or I'm making a tutorial for other people on how to make video games, or I'm live streaming, so I do an awful lot of stuff for YouTube, but I've never done anything that I would consider to be self-destructive, except maybe spending too much time sitting on my ass. But here's a young guy. He's a young gay guy who's not overweight. He's clearly enjoying what he's doing at this point in time. He's not a bad-looking guy. I don't go that way, so I'm not the best judge on this sort of thing. But he appears to be a handsome enough chap. Just doing something like this, and he's enjoying himself.
Everything was served with spoons and forks. So anyways, so you take your lime and you squeeze it on top. You guys, so remember I said this is going to be overpowering. So the tamarind juice, the tamarind paste I put in there was a nice bowl.
All right, so it was tamarind paste. Okay.
So this still really has to cool off. It's very hot still. Blow on it. I see the egg. Do I have a piece of shrimpy? No, I don't. But the shrimp juice. Why am I so proud of myself? I'm so proud of myself.
Okay, so fair play to him, right? I'll skip back to earlier in the video. He actually cooked this himself in front of the camera, and so. At the start of his channel, it seemed like he was doing more of a cookery kind of show. He was making the food, tasting it, giving you guys a bit of a commentary on what flavors are going on. There is quite a lot of flavor going on, but that might just be pad thai. There's, very, very, a lot of herbs going on there. Okay, so I'm skipping on a few years, and if you look at his channel, he's got quite a lot. He's had a lot of life events. There's things with his boyfriend that have happened over the years. I'm not going to go into loads of details about that. Some of the videos that he's recorded more recently have been taken down, I presume because the content was quite inflammatory. He used the word disabled quite a bit in the titles of his videos. His thumbnails showed him wearing an oxygen mask, which people wear for sleep apnea. I don't know exactly what those machines are called, but he was definitely sort of capitalizing on the disability thing. Whether or not that was legitimate or not is a different matter. We just don't know. But so here's a video of him doing more recently, and we can see the transformation that's occurred. It's quite shocking.
My scale keeps fattening me. My scale, she's not telling the truth.
So, as you can see, quite a difference in look. He's wearing a t-shirt. He's obviously very proud, or using his what appears to now have become a slightly more flamboyant and dramatic channel. It's become more about him than the food, which is something that I think is going to become more apparent throughout this video. But as you can see, he's a lot bigger. He's wearing a t-shirt with his own face on it, throwing some kind of tantrums or reactions or whatever, and he's addressing the viewers directly, clearly making a statement about his size and his weight, and it is genuinely like, oh my god, what is going on here?
She's always like, I stood on my scale and she says, you need an operation. Overload. Overload! I'll show you, overload lady. I'm skinny. Where's my rattle? I'm sending this to corporate. Sheepers, creepers.
The point I'm making here is that he's clearly owning his little drama hissy fits thing. He's obviously doing it for entertainment value because that's what he's acting now. This is not his actual personality. He's playing up to the camera. But the point is, doing that on its own, YouTubers do that kind of crap all the time. They act over dramatic. There's pictures of women reacting, you know, like the millionairesses who react to not getting the right color car and all this sort of thing. All of that's for attention, and that's what this persona, that's what this guy's doing right now. But he's killing himself to get popular on YouTube, and it is genuinely disturbing. Like, if we actually scan through, you can see he's sitting in his car now.
And we do videos just like this in the car every single day. I'm putting this on my I love cheese. I love cheese. This is not cheese, but it has cheese. Yes, it does. Sheepers. The police.
So again, clearly more acting. The guy's struggling to breathe, to speak. He's getting out of breath just speaking. This is, you know, this is not a healthy person. This is a person who's become the persona that he's trying to portray, to the point where he has literally driven himself to the edge of. Honestly, I'd be surprised if the guy lasts much longer. He's eating, from what I can see, 10,000 calories a meal. If he eats 2 or 3 meals a day, that's 30,000 calories. Do you know how many pounds of fat that is? 1 pound of fat is 3,500 calories. He's eating 3 pounds of fat per meal. If it's all fat. Obviously there's carbs and there's protein in there. But once the body breaks those calories down and starts trying to store them, you're talking about potentially the guy could be gaining 9 pounds a day. Less whatever he's burning, which I would imagine is quite a lot to hump all that weight around, so probably not so much, but you know, he could be gaining 4 pounds a day. I don't even know if the human body's capable of processing that amount of calories. It's insane. As I say, I've noticed that he's taken his disabled videos down. The most recent video that's available to view now is 2 weeks old, which is the one that we're watching now, but the ones after that, he's removed from his channel. But my goodness, that's a lot. So let's skip on a little bit and see. So here we are.
I feel another one, but I'm literally sitting in liquid at this moment.
Okay, so aside from the temper tantrum or hissy fit, over dramatic acting, I mean, look at the guy's arms. Though, you know, he's 3 times the size that he was 4 years ago, and I'm hoping he's not going to try and eat all of this in one meal, because my goodness, like, I'm talking about, you know, I'm worried for this guy's health and safety. You know, this is not a healthy person mentally or physically. This is a guy who has clearly become consumed by the character of his own creation, and the thing is that you can't live in that body. The person that I am when I'm recording my tutorial videos, I tend to try and be quite well spoken. Tend to try and be quite polite, and I tend to try to be quite brief. I don't waffle on, not like this video, for example. But you can't live in that all the time. When I turn off the video and someone leaves a crappy comment on one of my videos, I don't sit there going, oh well, I assume that this chap's having a bad day, I hope he gets on very well with his life. No, I'm thinking, you know, so I step away from it. Come back to it a bit later on when I've had a chance to mull it over and think maybe this person's comment has credit or whatever, and then I react. More often than not, that reaction would just be to ignore that person's comment unless it has some merit to it. But the point is, you have to step away from that persona. You can't live in that headspace all the time, because it will consume you. Case in point.
Oh, I just liquefied again. Is this enough food? Oh, this is the Matt Stoney challenge of the noodles. Okay, now I know what to put in the title. Okay. You guys, he's so skinny. I'm very triggered. It must be his genes. It's just not, okay, Matt Stoney, come through. How many did he? We're gonna beat Matt Stoney. Are you watching this, you twink, twunk, squunk? I just did the math. You can figure it out. Be smart.
Okay, I don't know who Matt Stoney is. I'll probably figure that out later, to be honest. But it looks like he's going to make all of those noodles and try and eat them all. I'm going to skip on because, honestly, watching all of this drama, you know, his acting is... It's just reinforcing my opinion. Okay, so what we have here is, yeah, he's made all of those noodles. He's covered them in, I assume, the hot sauce packets that come with it.
So much labor. I'm literally sweating. It's so much. I love cheese. Look at my first bite. Ooh.
So they're noodles that are also, he's also covered in cheese.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Right, time to beat Matt Stoney in the Bahootie. Because I am king of this place. Cheers. Mmm. Mmm. Click the link below to follow my page.
No, definitely won't be going to your Patreon, pal.
Something to drink? Yes, sir. Would you like to hydrate? Yes, I would. Brum, brum, brum.
So thank God he didn't eat the whole lot. He only made it, you know, like 2 bowls in, like, by the looks of it. But my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, this is wow. This illustrates the point that this is an extreme case of someone who gets consumed by their YouTube persona. But the point is that people are hungry for this kind of thing, and these kind of people who are clearly struggling with their own life, and there are people who, you know, become horrific people, as the Jake and Logan Paul or whatever their names are, who are kind of the frat boys, you know. They're the kind of frat boys who just throw their money around. They're like, yeah, I can buy my way into boxing. Yeah, I can do this, that, and the other. And eventually they will catch up to themselves as well. I imagine them both being 40-year-old men sitting there reflecting on their very short lives, wondering if it was all worth it. But this guy hasn't got that long. There's no two ways about it. I'm guessing that the fact that he's removed his videos in the last couple of weeks means that either something's happened or he's been threatened with some kind of legal action or something, because he's basically been promoting getting to the point where you're so fat that you need an oxygen mask to live, and I don't imagine that that's probably something that YouTube are overly thrilled about having promoted on their website. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, guys. I'm genuinely interested to hear what you think. This is the kind of craziness that happens in the YouTuberverse. I will see you in the next one, but let me know what you think, and I'll speak to you soon, guys. Take care.